Hey everybody, Joe here. I got a little bit of news for you. Um, I just came across this. I hadn't seen it yet. It's from earlier this month, believe it or not. There's always so much news. I can't keep track of it all. They launched a criminal investigation, which we all knew, into the Fed well, I guess we'll find out. But apparently, Janine Pirro went on Fox News. I mean, if Pam Bondi goes on Fox News, she immediately gets attacked for, going on Fox News. But Janine Pirro is being praised for going on Fox News. I don't dislike either one of them, by the way. I'm just making fun of the people that are against Bondi, even though she's getting like almost 100% success rate at, appellate courts and at the Supreme Court and everything. And, we heard, the church got stormed by these people, and 3 days later they're like, why has nobody been arrested yet? Then they arrest three of the people. Yeah, but what about Don Lemon? We find out that the judge denied the request for the emergency warrant for Don Lemon and the others. Oh, we this can't stand. Blah blah blah. Pam Bondi sucks. We got to replace her. Then they arrest Don Lemon, and it's crickets. We're talking about fake Epstein file bullshit, where liberals are screenshotting the outside of a file that has Trump's name, saying that he's doing nasty things. They don't want to open it because once you get inside, it shows you that he indeed did not do nasty things with anybody, and that the person that made the accusation was deemed not credible by the actual FBI under Joe Biden. So, and there's that right there. This is what you see on the left here is what they shared. And you can pause this if you want to read that nasty crap that is a lie. And this was what was inside the file when you open it. That says complainant was spoken to and deemed not credible. Additional research showed three separate incidents involving police which requested in mandatory evaluations. So that's from Joe Biden's, FBI. I did it again, guys. I keep doing it. I told you I'm going to do this for a year until I remember. But at the end of the day, that's just my point. These people are just black pillars. They're idiots. They're just pathetic people, if I'm being completely honest. But let's listen to what she said earlier this month, because I hadn't heard about this. This just came across my news feed on X for some reason. What was I searching for? I don't even remember. Anyway, so I found this. Let's take a listen to it and see what she says is going on.
But today I'm the United States Attorney for the District of Columbia, and with that job comes a responsibility to investigate and prosecute violations of federal crime in D.C., along with D.C. code crime. And my request in this case with the Federal Reserve was a legal request. And the chairman of the Federal Reserve, Powell, chose not to give a legal response. Instead, he chose to politicize and publicize. I did not politicize or publicize any of this. I follow the federal rules. I investigate until I have evidence. And if and when I do, then I go forward with a public statement. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about $1 billion in cost overruns. Talk about fiscal irresponsibility. Talk about bureaucratic bloat. We're not talking about $1 million, $10 million, $100 million. We're talking about $1 billion in cost overruns in D.C., and something that is purely in my lane as the United States Attorney to investigate, as well as lying before Congress. So both of these things are issues that I looked at. And on December 19th, we started the investigation in November. On December 19th, we sent a letter, an email, and we said, we'd like to talk to people at the Federal Reserve. Give us a call. No response for 10 days. December 29th. Please give us a call. We'd like to talk to you. We'd like to speak to you. No response for 10 days. We want to meet them the first week of January. No response. So then we did what any normal prosecutor would do, and we issued legal process. I'm not saying that. He's saying that. So does the Federal Reserve Chairman Powell respond to that? No. What he does is he issues a video. He claims that he's being threatened with a criminal indictment, threatened that the independence of the Fed is under attack, which couldn't be further from the truth. Now, normally what people do is they pick up the phone, they call you, they say, yeah, let's talk about it. But if they had responded, I wouldn't be sitting here right now. And he's using this language about the independence of the Federal Reserve as some kind of ability for them to ignore any kind of legal oversight or legal scrutiny, or that would require us not to investigate potential lying before Congress.
And, you know, to go one step further than that, it's funny to me because sorry, these Democrats and these politicians and these crooked people in government think that they should be able to break the law, possibly, allegedly, or even just think that they shouldn't even come under investigation for the things that they do. Whereas if you were suspected of doing what these people are suspected of doing, you would for sure be under investigation and probably scrutinized and so on, just like these people, and probably jailed, right? But they handle these people a little bit different for optics. I get it. I don't necessarily like it, but I understand why they do it the way that they do it. Okay. Now, are we going to attack Judge Jeanine for not arresting him and bringing him in and hauling him into a jail cell and processing him and then bringing him into a questioning room and doing that? No, nobody's going to do that to her. Now, if it was Pam Bondi, they would. Do you see what I'm saying? It's just the absolute ridiculous just retardation of these black pillars and these people that want you to not show up in November to vote.
That's not how we work. No one is above the law. And so what we've got now is a case that, you know, the chairman is he's objecting to, and I can't tell if the claims are out of control or whether they're true. You know, if there are cost overruns, is it the contract? Is it the subcontractors, the contractors? Is it normal? And lying to Congress, did he know about it? Did he know about the numbers? Did he not know about it? I do an investigation, and I do it quietly until I get to the point where I can say something. But the chairman says, no, you're attacking the independence of the Federal Reserve. That's not what we're doing. We're doing our job. And I think the sad part about this is no one is above the law, nor should anyone think that they have the right to be above the law, Sean. And I'm curious to those who claim, oh my gosh, this is a terrible thing, even in our own party. What do you suggest? Are there certain people that you cannot investigate? Are there certain people that we look the other way and throw complaints in the drawer? That's not the America that I grew up in, Sean.
Just to be clear, Judge, you gave them an opportunity to just talk to you and say, what's going on here? Why are these massive cost overruns? They didn't get back to you. That's what happened?
He didn't respond. Okay. Instead, he comes out with this crazy video.
If you write me one time and I don't respond, I'm dead. So it would have been smart if they just responded and had a conversation with you.
Isn't that an understatement? Isn't that an understatement? Would have been smart to just have the conversation. But again, we don't do those types of things when we're, above the law. These people really truly think that they're above the law. So at the end of the day, what we're looking at is just more winning. I mean, that this investigation has been going on. We've known that it's been going on since the beginning of the year. They're saying it's retribution because he won't lower the interest rates. He just didn't lower them again. But the investigation rolls on. So we'll see what comes from it. We'll see what they find. And if there is anything, they'll bring charges. If there's not, they won't. But it's funny to me how nervous Democrats get whenever one of their own or one of the people that they handle, like Jerome Powell, who, artificially lowered the interest rate when, Kamala was running because he wanted her to win and not Trump. When there should have been no reason to lower that interest rate in that economy. It'll be interesting to see how everything, turns out on that. And I guess we'll all be watching together. Just a very interesting story. I had not seen that clip. I thought I'd share it with you guys. So I guess we'll keep an eye on that, and I'll talk to you on the next one.